What is the wettest place on Earth? Those who live along the wet coast, which is what people living in Puget Sound or the lower mainland of British Columbia and Vancouver Island affectionately call their home, might think that they live in the wettest place on Earth. Then again, people living in the Amazon rainforest might think that their lush and beautiful home is the dampest place in the world. But in truth, all these places come up dry, pun intended, compared to the one place that has held the title for wettest point on Earth many times in its history. And that place is none other than Mawsynram, India, which experiences an annual average rainfall of 12 meters. And yet, this curious region in northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent is an exercise in extremes, either drowning in rainwater, or starving for it. Annual rainfall, when it comes to describing locations on planet Earth in terms of wet, some clarifications are needed. What we are talking about is average annual precipitation, i.e. rainfall, snow, drizzle, fog, etc., measured in millimeters or inches. This is necessary because otherwise, the wettest place on Earth would be the Mariana Trench, which has over 10,000 meters, 36,000 feet of water on top of it. Also, based on rainfall, the wettest place on Earth has been known to change from time to time. In recent years, that title has gone to the town of Mawsynram, a village located in the East Khasi Hills district of northeastern India, with an average annual rainfall of 11,872 mm 467.4 in it is arguably the wettest place on Earth. However, it is often in competition with the neighboring town of Cherrapunji, which is located just 15 km 9.3 miles to the west of Mawsynram in the East Khasi Hills district in northeastern India. The city's yearly rainfall average stands at 11,777 mm 463.7 inch, so it too has held the title. The reason for these towns experiencing so much precipitation has to do with the local climate. Situated within a subtropical island climate zone, it experiences a lengthy and powerful monsoon season. In one instance, a monsoon season lasted for 2 years straight with no reported break in the rain. Surprisingly, the high rainfall is a result of the region's elevation and not a monsoon season alone. Huge amounts of warm air condense and fall as rain when they encounter the Khasi Hills. The topography of the region forces the very moist clouds up and down, forcing them to empty their accumulated water over the region. Next up, there is Mount Whitehall, a shield volcano located on the island of Kauai on the Hawaiian Islands. As the second highest point on the island, its name literally means rippling water or overflowing water, and for good reason. This mountain has had an average of 11,500 mm 452 in of rainfall since 1912. However, in 1982, its summit experienced 17,300 mm 683 in, making it the wettest place on Earth in that year. And between 1978 to 2007, Big Bog, the spot in Haleakala National Park on the island of Maui, Hawaii, experienced an average of 10,300 mm 404 in of rainfall, putting it in the top 10. As already noted, the wettest place on Earth changes over time. This should come as no surprise, considering that weather patterns have been known to shift, not only in the course of an average year, but also over the course of centuries and millennia. Nevertheless, those places that experience over a meter of precipitation are generally found within the tropical regions of the world, places known for experiencing intense and prolonged rainy seasons, and where lush tropical rainforests have existed for thousands of years. but with anthropogenic climate change becoming a growing factor in planetary weather systems, this too could be subject to change. In the coming decades and centuries, who's to say where the most precipitation will fall on planet Earth?